Valmiki Maharaj Ji refers to this chapter, this Kand, as Yuddha Kand. Yuddha means war, a battle. People say, Baba, when we come to pray Niyaj, why we read about a battle and a fight? Welcome, children. To ask that question is to ask yourself about your own body and the white blood cells you have. The white blood cells are forever fighting against the blood cells that are going to make you sick. They are the warriors within you. Like how you all will become intellectual warriors, not warriors, to worry. This kata will change you from warriors to warriors. You ever notice how God made just enough fingers to fit so and well worry? I don't know when I go dead. That's the picture of Arjuna in the cover. He's worrying. Become from a warrior to a warrior. Jai Shri Ram, Bol Pavan Putra Hanuman ki. That's what this Yuddha Kand is about. The body is forever attacking the virus. Shri Ram has come as the ultimate antivirus program, together with Hanumanji. This katha is about this operation where the white blood cells are getting weak and the cancer is taking over. Kumbhakaran is on the battlefield. Meghanad, Ravan. Oh, this kind of cancer is hard. You need spiritual warfare for that one. So Prabhu Shri Ram, you will see his role here. I will go as far as we can tonight. Prabhu Shri Ram tries to establish peace. He sends various emissaries and ambassadors to ensure peace. The first reference in international law about ambassadors, etc., is in Ramayana, many thousands of years ago, then in Mahabharata. Even Angad went to secure peace, and he says, listen, when Ravan was, he didn't want to change. Even Hanumanji tried to change him. He said, little monkey trying to be my guru, Guru Varagyani. And he laughed at him and said, set his tail on fire. You're trying to help people and they set your tail on fire. When Angad went there too, he was being insulted by Ravan. Angad stamped his foot on the ground, thumb. And he said, if you could move my foot. Listen, when an ambassador speaks, he represents his country. He could have foiled the whole plan. He said, Ravan, if you or anybody here in Lanka could move my one foot, we'll give up this battle. We'll leave Sita here and return home. What? Is he crazy? That is the faith he has in Bhagwan, Shri Ram. That if I say you can't move my foot, you can tell me what you want about any other thing besides Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. You can't move my foot. I know truth. I've seen the ways when the rishis said there were so many planets in the sky, without a microscope we couldn't see them. It's true. They told me this is true, I believe them. They told me the sun doesn't move in the sky. Sare nakshatra tere kare arti. The planets are moving around the sun. I believe them. Now we know it's true. The sun doesn't rise and set. When they speak, I believe them. You can't move my foot. You could blow out a little diya or a candle, but you can't blow out the sun. You can't blow out sun. Powerful, good people like yourselves, nobody could move you when you stand for Dharma. Bol Pavan Putra Hanuman ki. Even Angad, when he put his foot down, Meghanad could move his foot. He was already demoralizing the enemy. I'm only one. When Ravan came, he stepped back for several reasons. Only one I'll give you, which is said in Ramayana. He said, don't touch my feet. Go and lag at the feet of Prabhu Shri Ram. He alone could save you now. You don't want peace, you'll get pieces. Why did Shri Ram didn't want fight? Why did he want Yuddha battle? Because in a war, Ramayana teaches you, it's not about who is right, it's about who is left. After the war, as the ladies who are widowed, whose sons went to fight, and they were killed, ask them who won. How many children's lives were lost? How many sons died? How many girls became motherless or fatherless or orphaned in the war? Shri Ram is teaching here in war is not who is right, it's who is left, who will be remaining back. So he's trying every way how not to engage in war. But Ravan insists and resists and persists and insists. When the battle begins, the Vanaras, they are not equipped with weapons. This katha is for people who are saying, Baba, what if the Rakshas have guns and machine guns and high-powered rifles? And we have a little cutlash, or a stone. If you have Shri Ram in your hearts, first thing is, do not be a coward. Move with humility. I haven't forgotten my taught you. Move with humility. But learn how to have Hanumanji in your heart. Learn, walk with humility, but not as a coward. When you see 5 people or 2 people in front of you, and you know you can take them down, because Guruji taught you how to do it. Even if a big Rakshas in front of you, be careful. If it's a knife, you know what to do. Sometimes you need spiritual power to deflect and hit and kick the back of the knee and bring down a big Rakshas. You will know that. But it's more than that. But yet still, the Ramaduta, all the Vanaras and Bandar and so on, they're like the apps in the computer. But son, some of the apps, things start to fall apart when the virus is too much. So they start to fight, and they're gaining ground by chanting Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, which is what we will chant tonight. Ravan, one of his greatest and oldest minister, comes to advise him, we're going to lose this battle. These people have no weapons except God in their hearts and their mouths. The way they chant Jai Shri Ram, our souls are getting frightened. Bol Siyavar Ramachandra ki Jai. Now I challenge all of you to see if you have more volume than like one Godson here. Son, show him. Prabhu Shri Ramachandra ki Jai. He's still winning. Come on. Prabhu Shri Ramachandra ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram Sona, Jai Shri Ram. Please, Ravan, do not fight. Give up Sita Mata. Oh, Ravan got angry. Take vachan varna samalage, kariya mukh kari jaho abhage. Get that old man away from my face, from front of me. Get that cursed face away from me. If it wasn't for your old age, I'd hit you one cough right now. That's how Ravan speaks to people who try to correct him. Angry. Tahi apane man asa anumana pade chahatahi kripanidhana. And he was worried and he was shaking in anger. They're telling me to make peace. And then the son Meghanad came forward. So suti gayo kahata durvada. Tabasan sakop boleo ghananadha. His name is Ghananad. It means whose voice like thunder roaring. His voice was deep and like that. Kautuka prata dekheo mora. Kareho bahuta kaho kathora. Father, don't worry. Those monkeys and bears, they haven't seen what I could do. Tomorrow, Father, when I go on the battlefield, mark my word, I, Meghanad, will show them not who is man, who is demon. And he could do it. He is called Indrajit, which literally means Indrajit, who conquered even Indradevta and all the Devatas. If he could conquer Indradev, the king of the Devatas and all the Devatas, who are mere man and monkey before him. There are some missiles he didn't use as yet, which he got from Chamunda Devi and Kamakshi Devi, that he didn't use as yet. A blessed chariot that could rise in the air and hover, the hovercraft and fire from the air. He didn't use those things yet. He said, Father, don't worry, tomorrow morning I will show them in battle. Camera shifts to the army of Prabhu Shri Ram. Jambavan sits with everybody and they decide upon a 4-pronged attack. And we begin now. Bolo Shri Ram, Bolo Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. You did? Watch this side good, especially Rohit. Make sure he's supporting the army of Shri Ram. So now you're in this charge of this section here. Ravi, I'm giving you charge of your army here. Narayan, keep glancing back and make sure my daughter behind you chanting Bhagwan Ke Naam. All who are Devotees, you will sing tonight and praise Prabhu Shri Ram in this grand fight to save your soul, to save your happiness and your family lives and good people. All who are Rakshasas, please be quiet. Now, as usual, we'll analyze the Katha regarding our fight for our sanity, our marriage, our health, and our spirituality. Ravan's army was invaded. Every time you get angry, it means this demon already took over a section. Every time you have hate and jealousy and malice, you're oversensitive, you're getting vexed quickly. It means some Rakshas has gone in there and established himself. How do you get rid of that? I can understand fighting the outside Rakshas, but what about the one in my heart? I can't be happy if I'm jealous. I can't be happy, neither can you be if you're in my family or if you're in my circle, if I get angry all the time. How can you be happy if I'm addicted to drugs and alcohol, etc.? A four-pronged attack. See, these heirs, they don't want to hear prayers. First doorway, Bhagwan Ke Naam, to hear God's name. Attack the heirs, because today you might think our children are not listening to Rakshasi song, but how do you know? They have the earphones on and they're walking around like this. And I'm sure it's Satya Narayana, Narayana, Narayana Bhajo. The heirs have been overtaken. First prong of the attack is here. How much of the computer do they get? How much Facebook and how much Ramayana book? Compare. Second doorway, the eyes. How many of them on the computer look up to see about Shri Ram or download the Bhagavad Gita or read Sundarkand every Tuesday, every Saturday? These eyes have failed to see and realize. The eyes no longer appeal to the wise. We have lost them, what they are reading, what they are seeing. Baba, this boy couldn't come here with the computer tonight. Do you know what website he's on? Do you know what he or she is reading? Do you know whose company they are? The eyes, many have lost the battle. They don't care to see saints and sages and Durga Mata, Lakshmi Mata anymore. They go to a place where on the walls they don't have Durga Mata picture, some other picture. Do you get the picture? The eyes, this mouth. Does it chant Ram Nam? Does it say Sitaram, I love you, Mommy, Sitaram, Daddy, I love you? Let me do your arati. This mouth, not just what goes into the mouth, but what comes out of the mouth. You tell them for 1 week, let's do some fasting. For 1 week, I'll get weak. For 21 days, do some fasting. Detox. Leave the animals alone. When they see you, they wouldn't run. You know, we walk around with the coffins now we buy, and we eat the dead bodies and fling them with the coffin. We're making here a pet cemetery. This mouth, instead of speaking softly and sweetly and nicely to uplift people, to make them live again and love again and laugh again and learn again and believe again and receive again. I want a reason to go on. I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to end my life. Anybody who commits suicide is not because they wanted to die. They didn't want to live. They come to us and give me a reason to continue. And you as the Pundit say, you're a no-go, you're a SINNER. Even God will like me. This mouth needs a four-pronged attack. How many doors did we hit so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be the sense of smell, but let's give it touch tonight. This will come in the actual battle itself. How many hands massage the feet of mother and father? How many hands take flowers and offer puja or do arati? How many hands bless and caress the children or a spouse? To get back to our hearts to change, we need to come to satsang and have a four-pronged attack. So when I say sing Bhagwan Ke Naam, it's not because I want you to support me. I want you to support yourself. This doorway has been overtaken. How come we don't hesitate to quarrel and argue? How come we are angry? The whole Kelly village could hear your mouth. Or we say, sing Bhagwan ke naam. Hey, this mouth has been overtaken. When the Rakshas say, get on angry, you listen to him and you raise, jor say, you start to shout. Even the person you're supposed to love and say, I love you, babe. Tell a Hindu, Indian, to say, tell your husband, tell your wife, I love you. Boof your wife. Jor say, the mouth is overtaken. We can argue and quarrel and hurt and harm and boof and bully and brag and beat. Overtaken. Four-pronged attack. Ears to hear prayers, eyes to see and realize, mouth to pray without doubt, and these hands to clap and sing for Bhagwan. Four-pronged attack. The Rakshasas, it says here, who were hurling missiles and weapons at them, and even bombs. Gunpowder was in the East, they harnessed that for destructive purposes and creative purposes too. The Vanaras, all they had were their mouths and whatever stone they could pick up. This is called the alliteration, not just the onomatopoeia. That's why we get English poetry. These are the fun parts, how you get that effect in English. The ones I'm writing for the children. Beloved, with all the bombs being hurled and the missiles being hurled, all the Vanaras and Bandaras, monkeys that could grab are rocks and stones and say, Jai Shri Ram, and fling them there. Siyavar Ramachandra ki. Pause for a moment. The stone represents solid arguments. Remember I told you, everybody doesn't have to turn Pundit or turn Pundit. We need intellectual Kshatriyas. We need intellectual Kshatriyas. Many people are saying things about your dharma. You don't know how to protect your dharma because we don't know about our dharma. Wait till I read my book first, then I'll read yours. My Guruji tells me about your book, but he doesn't condemn yours. He shows me how to find meaning in yours, how to find the flowers in yours, not the thorns. Intellectual Kshatriyas. They're solid arguments. Somebody has to say something. It's not about physical fighting. As it is, it will be suicidal to fight against Rakshasas with high-powered rifles. You have to know, read, cogitate, ruminate, understand the wisdom of your scriptures, and then go out to fight arrogance and ignorance. By simply putting on a jacket and a tie and a briefcase and going to the Red House doesn't mean you'll be protected. Purify your heart first, because if you educate a crook, all you get is an educated crook. We need good people, and start from the village areas. Read your scriptures, read your Ramayana, read your Bhagavad Gita. Do some phone fasting sometimes. When you're fasting, notice what you eat. Put the phone on one side, just you and Bhagwan. Even publicity fasting, people not see you for a good while. Put the ego on a fast too, and just sit, Bhagwan, guide me and my family, protect me and my family. Watch Prabhu Shri Ram, how he handles that. How he'll go one side in the evening for Sankhya by himself and sit. No phone, no computer, no iPad, no iPhone, no TV control. When you get in the car, don't put on the radio as soon as you sit down. Pray. Develop yourself. Read your scriptures. So if somebody says, like we heard in Sundarkan, at least Ravan could protect his wife, so what about Sita? Thank God we explained that point. The girls who said, well, look how Ravan treats his Dulahin, nobody can kidnap them. And I explained that point in detail. But every Hindu girl should read those parts before they go in the hands of a Ravan. He has so many Dulahins. But when he saw Sita Mata, he said, you look so beautiful. All of them will become your servants. Every pretty girl he sees, well, he loves me so much. Next pretty face he sees, all of them will become your servants. What he likes is a pretty face. And when he sees the next one, babe, don't get involved with Ravan. This katha is for all of us, beloved children. When they continue like that, Meghanad heard the furor, pandemonium, the noise, the din. He said, what's going on there? Meghanad Shravanasa, when he heard that the Vanaras went, Jai Shri Ram, like all of you here, something in you rises up. Wait a minute, they're trying to be good. He's trying to join AA and come to satsang. I will show him. She's trying to fast and pray and be a good wife. I'll make her quarrel. He's trying to be a nice, kind husband. I'll make him slam the door and walk out. Something in you fights when you're trying to become a good person. Meghanada suni shravanasa gadapuni cheki chekha ayu uttari danga veeravar sanmukha chala bajai. And he called out his drummers, the warriors, and he marched into the battlefield, roaring like a rain cloud, booming like thunder. Where is Meghanad? Sorry, where is Lakshman? Where is Shri? Where is that Hanuman? Come, I'll show you today on the battlefield. And he fitted missiles to his bowstring and pulled it to his ear. And now, the poor Vanaras had not seen this type of warfare before. And when the missiles shot in the air, each one branched out and several fiery missiles came from them. It's what is called in today's language the scattering missile. Is that what it's called? Yes? Say yes. Each one, like you'd see it in the video, in real warfare, they shoot this missile out, and from each one would spring other fiery ones. But they were guided, zoning straight for the heart of the devotees. Some remarks made on radio or TV or different places are heading straight for the hearts of certain people, certain race, certain religions. And we don't know why we are losing Hindus and they are falling. All the Devotas are falling. Starts with the boys sometimes. They start falling, broops, they fall in love. And they fall in love with the wrong girl who was really sent as a fish, for the bait for the fish, And once you buy that fish, you didn't know you got caught. And she's reeling you into some other place. And we lost our next Meghanad. We lost the next, Angad. We lost the next Hanumanji. And we are here to protect them. There's Yajna here. The missiles were heading straight for the hearts of the Vanaras and Bandar. Bandar and Vanar is different. Bandar means monkey. All of you know that. Vanar is not a monkey. For years, so now you know I've been explaining this. Va means special, different. Nar means man. A special species of man. I won't go into that now because I want to go further on here. But there's everybody, and here they are with their stone and their rocks, and books are falling. So when you start to pray and you start to depend on God to protect your system, your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, you'll be assaulted from many sides. You wouldn't be aware how the messages are coming. When the ones who are surviving realize we can't fight this virus. This is worse than COVID. 108 times worse. We just, before they could lift a rock to pelt, another set of arrows scatter firing at them. And they're falling. And when this happens, you must never give up. You must grow up. When this happens, you must never have a breakdown. You must have a breakthrough. And what do you need? The ultimate text support when the virus is overtaking the computer. Son, who is the ultimate text support in your mind? Say, Hanuman. Correct, 100 marks. And they call out to Hanumanji. It's not really about you, Elal, it's about me. You see, one of my stories is about this Pundit. When he died, he went to heaven. And he was standing by the door to go into heaven. They said, Pundit, you will ride it. So he's waiting. So he saw other people getting to win. One fella came, they put a mala for him. They do arati for the fella. They play tasanting and allow him to go in heaven. Finally, the Pundit goes. He said, how come that fella get mala, he get tasa, he get arati, and he get royal welcome into heaven? And you treat me like this? They say, in heaven, you are rewarded according to how effective you are. That fella's a maxi taxi driver. When he used to drive, how he used to drive, people used to well pray. When you used to sing, and I said, they never used to pray when you tell them pray. So it's for my sake. When I had to reach by Bhagwan, let me get a royal welcome now. Let him see I encourage you to pray, and you did pray, and I will get marks. It's for me, Sona, for myself. Hanumanji was called Hanumanji Marmajant. Now he understood the mystery of Hanuman. He couldn't come near him. He couldn't come near him. It means in Sundarkand, when he was fighting with Hanumanji, Hanumanji allowed him to fight with him and come near him. It means in Sundarkand, that's why Shivji stopped the narrative to explain to Parvati Mata. Do you know why he used a Brahma Astra against Hanumanji? In the fight they had before, Hanumanji didn't hit him with the Mugdar. He was testing and seeing how strong he was for later. Just like in when you have tournaments, you test the fella first. You don't hit fast or too hard. You hit to see how he's blocking with the right foot forward or left. Is it a punch and an uppercut? How is he moving with his legs? You test him out. Okay, he doesn't feel it there. You take one from him, you say, okay, that's how hard he hits. Hanumanji was playing this game with him. But when Hanumanji just struck him a playful blow, he got so unnerved, so hurt by it. In a normal fight, he pulled out the Brahma Astra. Brahma Astra te sandha kapip manakina vichar. That Brahma Astra you only pull out when you want to destroy a whole universe. Read Shiv Puran. Read Vishnu Puran. It means Hanumanji connected him such a blow that when you're angry, even when you're angry, you say words you shouldn't say. It didn't call for you to say those kinds of words, but so angry you were. He pulled out the Brahma Astra. Hanumanji smiled. Okay, he's provocable. Brahma Astra sandha kapi manakina vichar. Hanumanji thought. He pulled out the Brahma Astra. Two people cannot be affected by the Brahma Astra. Shivji. In the Shiv Puran, when Brahma and Vishnu were fighting, and the Brahma was going to destroy the universe, Shivji took the form of a lingam and absorbed the Brahma Astra. So Shivji knew what was going on. That's his form. Hanumanji was his 11th avatar incarnation. Ekadash Rudra. So he said, Parvati Devi, don't worry. Hanumanji could absorb that. You know that tasers now? And you fall? This is a million times taser. For Hanumanji to absorb that, that's why Meghanad had to connect him with a second one, the Brahma Astra. Why hit him with the Brahma Astra? Several reasons. Some people say it's because Meghanad didn't have faith in the Brahma Astra. No, he had faith in it. He knew the power of it. Hanumanji, kapi manakina vichar, jona brahma tere manau, mahima mitaya par. If I don't let this weapon show that it makes me to fall, I will lessen the mahima of Brahma, who gave this weapon and said, whomsoever against it hits, you will knock them out completely. The other reason is I learned from Papa. Why did Shivji explain to Parvati Mata that he allowed himself to be tied and be insulted by people and kicked in the streets of Lanka and paraded like an ordinary monkey? He who just met Sita Mata, according to Vedanta, serve Shri Ram, search for truth, you find Mother Sita. You should be free now and liberated soul. How could they tie him up? And this is the katha of all good, saintly, holy people, like Papa probably, like Guruji, like Sankhya Das, like all those souls whose blessings I enjoyed. They don't have to be tied on by this world. Papa used to say, if all the good people take liberation, who will come back to help the people who didn't cross the river yet? Some people have to say, Bhagwan, maybe if you give me one more chance, I'll see how many people I could take over on the next side. I'll try the best to make them pray. I'll try love, I'll coax them, I'll encourage them, a little humor here and there. I'll take a next boatload across. Give me a chance to go. But when you come here, you have to take what here offers. Criticism, condemnation, and from people you wouldn't expect it from, Sona. They allow themselves to be tied by this world. They have to get married, they have to go through paying bills, they have to go through difficulties of people saying different things. But they don't give up. Hanumanji allowed himself to be tied up. Why, Sona? To serve God, Shivji says. Just to serve Prabhu Shri Ram. Good people allow themselves to be tied up in the world. Otherwise, just sit down in your puja room home and do puja. Forget everybody else. No, beloved. Hanumanji allowed himself to be tied. Ramakaj. Now, when Meghanad comes forward, he realizes this is a different kind of fella here. He allowed me. And because he was, the nature of who he was, a negative energy, wherever Hanumanji was, he couldn't come near him. There's so much I hope to reach, but I'm trying to keep my record of finishing on time. Meghanad went next to challenge Hanumanji because he was not together with Lakshman Bhaiya, I'm sorry. When they move in pairs together, he can't do anything there. So Meghanad left where Hanumanji was to another side of the battlefield where Lakshman Bhaiya was. And a wonderful battle between the two of them. When you play the tabla for this one, Sona, fire comes out from the tabla. Oh, no, I wouldn't have time for this one here. You might set my poor daughter on fire there. Arrows, Lakshman and Meghanad, down Jodha. He shoots such a missile given to him by Brahmadev. Unfailing missile came straight to the chest of Lakshman Bhaiya, who fell to the ground. Meghanad and all the Rakshasas couldn't pick him up. Tulsidas ji explains why. Shri Ram at the end of the battle is keeping account. You see, when you come to Yajna, God is happy to see you. When you don't come, He goes, where Bhaji tonight, where? I didn't see Amit for the whole Yajna. Where Rohit? Where Mati? Shri Ram is watching all his Vanaras, all his children. He says, where is Lakshman? And that's all he said. And then, when nobody, it says thousands of soldiers couldn't lift Lakshman, Tulsidas explains why. Hanumanji came and lifted him. You picture Lakshman with his head going back. He's lifeless. Prabhu Shri Ram for the first time seen Lakshman unconscious. For 14 years he never slept. He'd be up massaging Shri Rama's feet and guarding his Bhauji, his Bhavi Sita Maya. First time. Shri Ram says, where is Lakshman? There is Lakshman. He left his Dulahin Urmila Devi, now married. Before they could have any honeymoon or anything, they were exiled. He didn't have to come, just to serve me. And he sees Lakshman lifeless. He who never slept. Shri Ram couldn't talk. He didn't talk. Jambavant. Remember any computer programmer what he is? The database, all knowledge. The IT technologist. He knows. You know what you call a cache in he has that range of information quickly and pulled up from the computer system. He has all the download of data. There's a doctor in Lanka. Quickly, go and get him. And so fast, Hanumanji gets the doctor. Dhari lagaru gayo Hanumana janu bhavan samita turanta. Not in how long did he take? Not even one chaupai son. In half a chaupai he reaches back. That's how quick he moves in a flash. Everything is moving very quickly. But we have to slow down to understand. Why didn't Shri Ram speak? Whenever in the battlefield of life, in the battlefield of your marriage, in the battlefield at work, school, things happen, Shri Ram, be careful now, he gets silent. First thing you'll remember, whenever a test or an exam situation reaches, the teacher doesn't talk. He stays quiet and says, let me see, from all I was teaching them so far, how they will handle this. How they will cooperate, how they will move. Or are you going to sit down and say, God, why are you to do something? God, why are you to do something? That's where I got the idea for that story, Sona. When the little girl was by the traffic light, the poor girl begging with tattered clothing, and the lady in her Big time car pulled up. And she stopped at the red lights. And the girl was like this. And put her window down a little bit. Girl, you should be in school. She said, I know, but you could help me out. Girl, don't you know how dangerous it is? It's getting dark now. And you as a young girl like this, were you 12, 13? Yeah. But you could help me out with something. Don't you know, girl, people could pull you in the car and people could, disrespect you in many ways. She said, I know it happened already. But you could help me out. You know all that and still you're here? Yes, well, what happened, we don't know where mommy gone. She just left us. We don't know where father is. And my brother and sister home hungry. And we don't know what to do. If you could help me out, I'll buy one bread and go share it up with everybody. Then he put up the window and went home in a puja room. Bhagwan. Children suffering like that in the nation. Crime, violence, disrespect for our daughters. God, where are you? You're deaf, why don't you do something? And like I told you, when you finish praying, shut your mouth and give God a chance to talk to you. Don't run out of the puja room. And she heard God's voice. Why don't I do something? Daughter, I did something. I put you. What are you doing? I put you. What are you doing? Just lift up the phone and call the radio station and make a complaint. I put you. What are you doing? When Jeewan, I put you. What are you doing? Are you afraid people will bat out them, Pundit on them, Pundit on them? What are you doing? Shri Ram, stay quiet and ask, what are you doing? One of us fell down. Are you going to say, well, big Hindu like he and look how we fall down. What do you expect for we? He was Shri Ram all the time. If he can't get protected, what about me? God gives you nice tests to see how you'll react and how you'll respond. When good people are in trouble, how do other good people act and react? Do we fall in trap and saying, big Pundit like he and how come that happened? I thought he's go Hanuman Puja. What happened to he? This katha is about us. Bhagwan was silent. So the good people will get up and say, okay, time to move in. God can't be doing everything all the time. You sit down there and pray. God, because we will say our prayers against the criminals. What stupidness is this? Apparently prayers for the criminals helping them. You're praying for them. They're getting better guns. We are the one living behind bars now. Sometimes Lanka Khan is important. Guruji said every Hindu home should have a lathi. And he taught us how to use the lathi. Not that we are violent people. Preach peace, but not because you're a coward. So when in front of you, Rishi, 3-4 ways you could take them down already. Okay, he looks like a right-hander because the right foot is ahead like this, so. Okay, you deflect like this. You can elbow punch like this to the face, bend his back, kick the back of the knee, bring him to size. You can kick his kneecap down to a low kick if you're shorter than he is, so he can't chase you. But you don't do it. So when you preach self-defense, when you preach dharma, not as a coward. Even in conversation, the art of, I will call it what? Verbal karate. You can win anybody in an argument. But why win an argument when you could win love? Why win a quarrel when you could win friendship? So therefore, the art of deflecting. So you come to strike, I don't hit you, I just deflect. And by the way I move, like Meghanad sees now, you know what I just did. You'll feel it. I deflected, and you know where I could come with this. Deflect. Somebody comes to insult you, make a joke out of it. Say, boy, you're a big head, boy. Well, why go put all the brains where God gave me? Why get angry and hit them back? Whatever they tell you, there's also, that's why Hanumanji, we saw last night, was it last night? Building up the bridge? In the midst of all the drama, he would still laugh and make everybody laugh. He never once said, they set my tail on fire in Lanka. He never once complained about what they did to him. And so easy to complain and milk your troubles, people who like drama. Instead, he chose to be peaceful and prayerful and joyful at all times. Shri Ram is quiet to see what good people and how they'll respond. Shri Ram is quiet because during a test, the teacher doesn't talk. So Jambavant, the storehouse of knowledge, says where you will find the doctor. And this, beloved children, is the first reference to a house call. Hanumanji brought the whole house and all together with the doctor. The time he would take to pack his medicine kit and tie his dhoti might be too much. And half of a doha he reaches with him. He gives the description or the prescription. Hanumanji, in his mind about to Shri Ram, he leaps over there. Ravan has sent a fake holy man, protect your children, to mislead Hanumanji. He has a four-pronged attack to get the Hindu. To get Hanumanji's ears, he's singing Shri Ram. You see, I know about your God, Jai Jai Ram. He attacks the eyes. He has a beautiful ashram. He attacks all the senses. But Hanumanji, how come he didn't detect him? Hanumanji is the master of disguise himself. He could dress like a Brahmin when he wants. This fake Baba, you think he wouldn't know? But those people who come to pull you away from Shri Ram, they come in pairs. So he worked with an alligatoress, female alligator. What's a female alligator? Let's go with alligatoress for tonight. The alligator tries to pull Hanumanji down. When somebody, you see, he engages Hanuman in conversation to say, I will show you the way and the truth. But you have to take a duck in the water first. And that's why he had the alligator. Conversation leads to conversion. I'm talking about ideas, thinking. May I have a minute of your time, Hanumanji? Hanumanji, when the alligatoress tried to pull him down, the alligator could pull anybody down, not Hanumanji, not you. And he made quick work of the alligator. Rest. She said, that is not a real Baba. That is a fake Baba. He's pretending to be a Baba. Don't judge by the clothes and how they dress. Don't go by long churki and the dhoti and the kurta. Your daughters, your sons, protect them. Today anybody could change their name. Baba Maharaj. How will you know? You have to get a Pundit to do a puja for you. I know a Pundit. I know a lawyer. Did you check his credentials if he's really a lawyer? When he came back, Hanumanji said, before you give me the Diksha, let me give you a Dakshina. And Hanumanji wrapped him in his tail and destroyed him. Bolo Pavan Putra Hanuman ki! Bol Pavan Putra Hanuman ki! When he died, he chanted Ram. And he attained liberation. We'll talk about that another time. Just briefly for the children. Why did Hanumanji go through all of that? That whole Leela. If Hanumanji left, remember how fast he was moving? Speed of light, and he reached to where the mountain was. Now, when he got there, imagine this fella was still back in Lanka. He had time to talk to Ravan. Ravan had to convince him to go to fault Hanumanji, to stop Hanumanji. Hanumanji, this Rakshas, was conversing with Ravan, saying, don't do this, you'll be destroyed. It's a wrong thing. All that conversation, he left so long after Hanumanji and was still able to reach before Hanumanji and build a mandir and a garden. This can't be an ordinary Rakshas. How can I fight or destroy him? If I raise my hand, he will disappear. His name is Kala Nemi. Kala means time, Nemi for Nimish, like a blink of an eye. He can be here, or wherever he wants to be, appear there. Kala Nemi. Do you follow, son? Power of time. He could be here, wherever you wish to be, appear right there. If I move Prabhanjan like a hurricane to get here, he left so long after and reached before me, and he can't be an ordinary Rakshas. So he played along. And my usual example, just like a magician would say, you see this paper? And say, I put it in my hand here, and gone. You watch here because I pointed here. You might say it's here, but it's not here. What he did was, here's your Dakshina. Now he's not a real Baba, so he might not on God, he only Dakshina. So for a time Kalani watched the Dakshina, he was distracted. That's why magicians have a distracting company with them. Somebody who's not too dressed properly, so you keep your eye on them and you miss out all the tricks he's doing. He distracted him with Dakshina. When Kalani looked there, with his tail, he quickly wrapped him around, picked him up and dashed him. So that magic trick which you know, when I say look at this, I'm pointing here, don't look at where I'm pointing, look at my other hand always for the trick and you'll know what I'm doing. You can make anything disappear or appear because you are watching all the stuff I'm doing here. You're not realizing magicians love that. Hanumanji distracted him, babe, because he could disappear and appear somewhere else and you can't destroy him otherwise. His name is Kalanemi. He will appear in the Bhagavad Katha too. When he's destroyed, Hanumanji brings the medication with dedication, with meditation. Lakshman is revived and Hinduism will be revived again.